Welcome back to this week's episode of Bearcat Update. I'm your host, John Walker. We had a busy week keeping up with all of the traveling teams on the road last week. And speaking of all of them, first off, the men and women's basketball teams made the trip to Joplin, Missouri last Thursday to battle Missouri Southern, and then made another trip to Pittsburgh, Kansas to square off against Pitt State on Saturday. The women fell to both teams 67-61 against the Lions and 60-54 against the Gorillas. The men continued their winning streak, bringing home both wins with scores of 96-75 over the Lions and 95-60 over the Gorillas. Those two wins increased the winning streak for the men to 16 and set their overall record at 24-1. Luke Waters has been a big help for the Bearcats over the course of the win streak, and our reporter Dylan Johnson gives an in-depth introduction to the redshirt freshman. Dylan.
Versatile.
Unselfish, defensive-minded.
Tough.
Hardworking.
All words to describe.
Luke Waters, a 6'6" freshman redshirt out of Olathe, Kansas.
Before becoming a Bearcat, Waters soared high above the competition as a Raven at Olathe Northwest High School. Scoring 1,185 career points, Waters topped his goal of becoming the all-time leading scorer.
Yeah, I mean, that was obviously a goal. Like, my freshman year of high school, I'm like, this is my goal, I want to do it. And then finally accomplishing that, it was a pretty amazing experience.
Waters went from averaging 24 points and 9 rebounds as a senior to redshirting as a Bearcat. Assistant coach Zach Schneider explains why.
Just the fact that we had probably Joey Wittes at his position was one of the main ones, and then obviously Welty and Hawkins. So we had 3 guys that were probably going to play about 40 minutes a game and just didn't see a lot of minutes for him. But he did a good job of taking that redshirt year and obviously improving from it.
I just knew if I stuck with the process, just listened to the coaches, worked hard every day, then, I mean, obviously my time would come.
When his number was called, Waters was ready.
Just super under control, very consistent, same person every day in practice, which we preach a lot, and then obviously very skilled as well. The sky is the limit. Obviously, he's only a freshman right now, playing major minutes for the #1 team in the country, so looking for a lot more from him, obviously, in the next 3 years.
Waters and the Bearcats have one goal in mind.
Win another national championship, conference championship, MIAA tournament championship, all of it.
Reporting for Bearcat Update, this is Dylan Johnson.
Thanks, Dylan. The win over Southern last week gave the Bearcats a 2-game advantage over the Lions, who sit at second in the MIAA. They'll be back in action in rematches this week against Southern on Thursday and Pitt again in Bearcat Arena on Saturday. A win against Southern would give the Bearcats their 7th straight MIAA regular season championship. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We've got something different planned for you after the break. You're watching Bearcat Update on KNWT Channel 8. Welcome back to Bearcat Update. This semester, the Bearcat Steppers traveled to Florida to compete in the UDA Nationals 2020. The Steppers finished the competition in 3rd place, and we have a new segment for you guys where our reporter Chloe Kalhoff met with the captain Andy Dane and learned a few of their moves. Chloe.
Hello, I'm Chloe with Coaching Chloe. Today I have with me Andy Dane, co-captain of the Bearcat Steppers. In this segment, I interview student athletes and they teach me their skill. Okay, what was your favorite part about Nationals in Florida?
My favorite part about Nationals was probably getting to watch other schools compete. The competition's really high, and it's just really cool to see D1 schools compete and do their thing.
Cool, that'd be really scary for me.
Yes, they're very talented. Yes.
What was the most challenging part?
The most challenging part, I would say, is being backstage and in the practice room with our competitors and just feeling the energy that they have is really high and the energy that we have is really high, and we're just trying to all fight for that top spot.
Yeah, that would be scary. I used to play volleyball, and that's what I did. In volleyball, we'd all be like in different practice rooms, and we'd be practicing against each other and like watching the competition.
Yes, yeah, it's very distracting too. Yeah.
Okay, I understood that you guys had some issues with your coaching. How did you and your team overcome that?
We are in the process of hiring a new coach right now, but we did have an alumni from the past few years come and help us, and she came to Florida with us, and she really helped us through that journey.
Good. What does the future look like for the Bearcat Steppers?
Right now, we're just taking it day by day and trying to improve ourselves, and obviously trying to reach that top goal for next year, going from hopefully 3rd to 1st, but
first place.
We're working on it.
Oh yeah. Wait, would mind teaching me a few of your moves?
Yeah, of course. Let's get started.
Okay.
You ready?
I guess so. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, so you start with one hand up and one by your head.
Okay.
Then you go across to one side.
Yep.
And then you tap to the front. Good. From there, you shake up and then down to the side.
Ooh.
Now from there, we're gonna shake to the front with both hands, and then you step front with one arm out, and then you turn to the back,
Oh man.
and then you're up to the back, and then down to the front. Yeah, good.
Okay.
Okay,
Next part.
next part. Let's see. Okay, now you scoop to clean after
I'm
that.
so awful.
That's okay. So we just turn to the front.
Okay.
Now we're gonna scoop to clean.
Okay.
Then remember, we're gonna go to the back, then
Yep.
tap.
Yes.
So
Forgot
to the
one
back
leg.
again.
Okay.
And then you step and then turn to the front again. Now we're gonna go to this side. So reach and then put your foot up to that side, and then step again to reach to that side, and then you clap, clap to the front. And that's it, and then you repeat.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Go faster?
Yeah. Will you script just a tad?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got
here
it,
we go, So I
okay?
can watch you. Yeah.
All right, so you go up
Okay.
to the side,
Yep.
and tap, shake, shake, side. Now the whole turnaround part, to the front, to the back, to the back, to the front. Good.
Okay.
Now skip to clean. Now we tap to this side, up, tap, and turn. Good, now we reach to the other side,
Okay.
reach, clap, clap, and you start over. So up to reach,
Okay.
then tap. Now we shake this side, shake, shake. Now we shake to the front, turn around to the back.
Yep.
Yep, good. Now scoop to clean. So reach to and tap on this side. So tap with your foot. Now turn. Now we're gonna tap this way
Okay.
and reach. Clap, clap. Good job.
Okay.
That's it.
I think I did good.
Yeah. Good job.
A little
for your
bit more
first time.
practice, and I'll be just fine.
Yeah. Steppers tryouts in April.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Good job.
Thanks. Thanks so much for coaching me today. I had a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
And that wraps up today for this segment of Coaching Chloe. See you guys next week. Back to you in the studio, John.
Thanks, Chloe. The Steppers will host their 2020-2021 tryouts April 24th and 25th. You can catch the Steppers performing during halftime at both the men and women's basketball games on Thursday and Saturday this week. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take another quick break. You're watching Bearcat Update right here on KNWT Channel 8. Welcome back to Bearcat Update. The Northwest baseball team traveled to Joplin, Missouri to compete in the MIAA GLVC Challenge. At the time that this is being recorded, the team had played in 3 out of their 4 games that they'll play in Joplin, and in those 3 games, the team did not find a win. Also on the road last week, the Northwest softball team traveled to Bentonville, Arkansas to compete in the Alvey Early Classic, and just like the men, the team struggled to find wins in their 4 games down in Bentonville. The team will continue to travel until their first home game on March 6th. Our reporter Derek Campbell met with the team to see how the constant traveling affects the women. Derek.
The Northwest softball team prepares for a long stretch of road games and tries to stay mentally prepared. I met with senior infielder Erin Keeney to get her thoughts on the long stretch of road games.
I think it's just we're used to it, to be honest. We never have a home game before March, so we kind of just like have to deal with it. And I mean, these are tournaments, so we have to have that tournament mentality. So we just have to go into it and just like work hard and have to push through it. I know it's a long first month, but it's such a reward once we get a home game that it's such a relief, and those home games are even better.
Freshman infielder Grace Jeffries and Erin Keeney express on how to help their teammates stay mentally strong for the season.
I would say it all starts in practice, honestly. So if they're down in practice, you just need to pick them up there because that'll help them in the game, or even before the game. If you see someone isn't acting like themselves, you just go up, you talk to them, you're like, hey, what's up? And they usually will talk to you.
We're definitely there to help them. I know that they can do it and I believe in them, but if they do need help, they can come to us seniors or captains and we can give them advice. And I know that softball in college is a lot different than travel ball and competitive ball, that if they can come to us and talk through it, or just even giving that extra motivation for them, that would help them.
Freshman Jeffries gives her insight on how to mentally prepare before each road game.
I think to stay mentally strong, you just have to prepare before you even get on the bus. So in practice, you need to be mentally preparing in practice going into the games.
The Northwest softball team is looking to stay mentally strong for the first half of the season. I am Derek Campbell reporting for Bearcat Update.
Both teams will be back in action this week. Softball will travel to Emporia, Kansas to compete in the 5-state classic, and baseball will travel to Colorado Springs to face UC Colorado Springs in a 3-game series. The track and field team had a busy weekend, splitting up and competing in 2 different meets. In the Iowa State Classic, a Division I meet, junior Jordan Cope and senior Karima Chingley posted automatic qualifying marks for the national championship meet. In the Gorilla Classic in Pittsburgh, Kansas, for the women's side, Jordan Hammond placed first in the 60-meter hurdles with a time of 8.85, which is the 4th fastest time in the country. Heba Magoob placed second in the 200-meter dash and third in the 400, and Jada Shanklin placed third in the high jump with a jump of 5.06 to top things off. Aaron Fitzgerald placed third in the mile. For the men, Omar Austin set a new Northwest record in the 400-meter dash with a time of 46.67. He ended up placing second in the meet, and then Marcus Klein placed second in the long jump. Heba Magoob's brother, Abdul Rahim Magoob, is part of the men's 4x400 meters race. Those two are a rarity in their own, getting to both compete at the college level as siblings, let alone at the same school. They are one of a few pairs of siblings that are part of Northwest Athletics.
Siblings. Nothing beats them. Being able to spend a good portion of our life with them and learning and growing from their mistakes is something that's truly special. Being able to compete for the same university as them is something even better. And that's the case for Joe and Caitlin Weiss and AR and Heba Magoob. I was able to catch up with the 4 of them to see what their thoughts are on playing with their brother and sister.
I love it just because I know he's experiencing what I'm experiencing, and it's honestly like kind of beautiful, like what we go through together. And we're always like, how's practice? Even though he's kind of like a different position to me, he's a pitcher, and I'm a pitcher utility, but just the fact that we get to share this family atmosphere in Northwest, especially like away from home, is something that's very special to both of us, I think.
Honestly, I don't really even think about it too much. Like, I just think it's awesome, to be honest with you.
I really like it because, like, me and my brother got really close because we both liked track. We had a common interest. It was kind of nice because he was taking it serious, and I was like, oh my God, like, he's going to be so good. Like, I see all the talent and everything, and like me being already in college and doing track and both like relate on that term. We can both we can sit there for hours and talk about track, like just track, and talk about just the different things we need to do in our races or how our race went, and like just watching each other run, we're like giving each other pointers and whatnot, so it's kind of nice.
It's kind of awesome to think about it because like I have somebody I can talk to in my family, because my family doesn't really know track like that, so now I have somebody to talk to in my family about track and what I can do to make myself better. And
Believe it or not, the love that they share for each other now hasn't always been there.
No. Well, like I said, we're pretty similar, so we used to clash a lot.
No, actually it hasn't. you know how siblings are, they don't really like each other.
No, when we were little, we always argued, like I would always be like in charge because I'm older.
Growing up, we didn't really see eye to eye all the time. She was always the oldest, so she got put in charge over me and my brother and my little sister, so.
Whether it be running, hitting, jumping, diving, traveling across land and sea, it's safe to say that no matter what happens, these pairs of siblings will always be there for each other. Signing off for Bearcat Update, this has been Tucker Hill.
Thanks, Tucker. A couple of weeks ago, Northwest football announced its 2020 recruiting class. Our reporter Nolan Brooks breaks down the new Bearcats. Nolan.
One of the things that we challenge everybody that comes in here, number one, is to be elite. I want guys that want to be elite in all phases of their life, not just on the football field, in the classroom, and in the community. The second thing I want is I challenge everybody that comes here to leave Northwest Missouri State better than you found it. And if you can do that, then I think you can walk away from your college experience feeling like you've given this institution and this football program your best.
Get ready, boys. There's more where this came from. We'll win one-on-one matchup. We're going to be relentless in everything I do. I need everybody's effort, your best, every snap today. happens, we're gonna hang in a fight together and we're gonna figure out a way to get this thing done. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. Let's get this thing done.
To close out this episode, of course, we have my pick of the week. We're running it back, giving basketball a second chance, women's basketball that is. And after the 2 losses on the road last weekend, the Bearcats will get rematches with both of those teams in Bearcat Arena Thursday and Saturday. If the women are able to win both of those games, then they guarantee themselves a spot in the MIAA tournament, something that Coach Austin Meyer said is the goal for the team this year. It would be the first tournament appearance since the Bearcats' 2013-14 season. Jalen Haggard said that there isn't really an added sense of urgency within these last few weeks because of the stakes, but mainly because the team wants to have as many games as possible with the seniors, and with only 4 guaranteed left, the tournament would give them even more. For these reasons and many more, women's basketball is my pick of the week. That's going to wrap things up for this week's episode of Bearcat Update. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BearcatUpdate_8 and catch all of our previous episodes on YouTube at KNWT8. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Hey, what's up, guys? Make sure to check out last week's episode of Bearcat Update up here, and for all of our previous episodes, click down here. See you next week.